Shadow English like a pro. Boost confidence and fluency for total beginners. Tiny habits, huge outcomes. How daily consistency changes your life. The hidden power of tiny actions. Success looks big from the outside. Huge goals, huge achievements, huge results. But if you look deeper, you will always find something surprising. Success is almost never the result of one big moment. Success is the result of many small moments repeated again and again. Tiny actions, repeated daily, with consistency. That is how change begins. That is how confidence grows. That is how life transforms. Many people believe success requires talent. Some believe success requires luck. Others believe it requires perfect timing or a perfect plan. But the truth is simple. Success starts with something small. Something so small that most people ignore it. A small habit. A small choice. A small step forward. Repeated again tomorrow, and again the next day, and again next week, and again next month. This is the real formula. Small actions repeated over time create massive results. You do not need to be the smartest person. You do not need to be the strongest person. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be consistent. Think about brushing your teeth. It takes only a few minutes. It feels almost effortless. But if you do it every day, your teeth stay healthy for years. If you ignore it, your teeth do not fall out overnight. Nothing bad happens immediately. But over time, the damage grows, slowly, quietly, invisible at first. Success works the same way. Failure works the same way too. Small daily actions shape your future. Not in one day, but every day. Now think about exercise. If you go to the gym once for 5 hours, nothing happens. No muscles appear. No transformation. But if you exercise for just 10 minutes every day, something magical begins. Slow progress, more strength, more energy, more confidence. Not because of intensity, but because of consistency. The world celebrates big achievements, but the world forgets the small habits behind them. When you see someone fluent in a language, you may think, they are talented, they are lucky, they are special. But what you do not see is the process. 5 minutes of vocabulary each day, 10 minutes of speaking practice, a short podcast, a simple journal entry, small steps, repeated daily. That is how confidence builds. That is how fluency grows. That is how change becomes permanent. Tiny habits feel small, too small, almost meaningless. But tiny habits do something powerful. They teach your brain one message: I can do this. When you prove this to yourself every day, something inside you changes. You stop doubting. You stop delaying. You stop waiting for motivation. You start becoming the person who takes action. Motivation is temporary. Emotion is temporary. Willpower is temporary. But habits? Habits stay. Habits build identity. Habits build momentum. Habits build results. A tiny habit is not about doing more. It is about doing something every day
even if it is small. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Progress is more powerful than perfection. Many people make a mistake when starting a new goal. They try to do too much too fast. They say, I will run 10 kilometers every day. I will study English for 3 hours. I will change everything starting tomorrow. This feels exciting at first. It feels strong. It feels bold. But after a week, energy drops. Motivation disappears. Life becomes busy, and the big plan collapses. Then guilt arrives. Then doubt grows. Then the dream fades. Not because the person was weak, but because the goal was too big at the beginning. Tiny habits solve this problem. Tiny habits make the action simple. Tiny habits make the action doable. Tiny habits make the action automatic. Instead of, I will study English for 1 hour every day, you say, I will study for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is easy. 5 minutes removes excuses. 5 minutes builds momentum. And once momentum begins, the habit grows naturally. 5 minutes can become 10. 10 minutes can become 20. But only after consistency becomes natural. There is a powerful rule called the 2-minute rule. It says, if a habit feels difficult, make it so small that it takes only 2 minutes to start. 2 minutes to read 1 paragraph. 2 minutes to write 1 sentence. 2 minutes to learn 1 new word. 2 minutes create action. Action creates progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates identity. And identity creates transformation. Because here is the secret. A habit is not only about what you do. A habit is about who you become. When you show up every day, even with tiny effort, you are teaching your brain something powerful. I am a person who practices. I am a person who improves. I am a person who does not quit. That identity is more valuable than motivation, more valuable than talent, more valuable than dreams. Dreams are important. Goals are important. Ambition is important. But dreams do not build your future. Habits do. Small habits, simple habits, consistent habits. This is how you create success that lasts. Not overnight, not in one big moment, but little by little, day by day.
Until one day, everything looks different. Someone will look at you and say, wow, you changed. You are lucky. You are gifted. But you will know the truth. It was not luck. It was not magic. It was not a miracle. It was the small daily actions that nobody saw. The moments you practiced when you were tired. The moments you stayed consistent when no one was watching. The moments you showed up even when you did not feel motivated. That is where success begins. That is where transformation becomes real. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need perfect timing. You do not need perfect conditions. You only need one small action today, and another tomorrow, and another next week. Tiny habits, huge outcomes. This is how you build a better life. This is how you change your future. Not later, not someday, but today, with one small step. Part 2. Consistency, the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Change begins with tiny habits, but tiny habits alone are not enough. For true transformation, you need something deeper, something steady, something quiet, something powerful. That thing is consistency. Consistency is the bridge between your current life
and the life you want to be. Consistency is the difference between dreams and reality. Consistency is what turns effort into progress, and progress into growth. Without consistency, even great ideas fail. With consistency, even small ideas succeed. Success is not about doing something once. Success is about doing something again and again until it becomes automatic, until it becomes natural, until it becomes part of who you are. Think of planting a seed. You do not plant a seed and expect a tree tomorrow. You water it. You give it sunlight. You protect it from damage. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Nothing seems to happen at first. It looks slow. It looks invisible. It looks boring. But underground, something powerful is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is growing. The foundation is being built. Then one day, you see the first small leaf, a sign of growth, a sign of progress, a sign that your consistency mattered. Success works the same way. Many people quit too early, not because they are incapable, not because they lack potential. They quit because progress feels slow. They quit because results are not visible yet. They quit because effort feels bigger than reward. But progress is often invisible before it becomes obvious. You study a new language. Nothing feels easier at first. You forget words. You make mistakes. You feel slow. You feel uncomfortable. But every word you practice, every sentence you speak, every mistake you learn from is building your ability. Your brain is rewiring. Your skills are growing. But you cannot see the improvement yet. Then one day, something happens. You understand a podcast. You speak without translating. You read a sentence smoothly. And you think, wow, I'm improving. You did not suddenly become better in one moment. You changed slowly, consistently, every day. Consistency builds another gift, momentum. Momentum is like rolling a snowball down a hill. At the top, it is small and slow. It takes effort to push. It feels heavy. But as it rolls, it gets bigger. It moves faster. It becomes easier to keep going. Habits work the same way. The beginning feels hard, not because the habit itself is difficult, but because your identity is still changing. Once momentum starts, everything becomes easier. The habit pulls you instead of you pushing it. Momentum removes resistance. Momentum creates rhythm. Momentum makes consistency natural. There is a simple truth about habits. The hardest part is starting. Starting is where fear lives. Starting is where doubt speaks. Starting is where excuses appear. Your mind may say, I will start tomorrow. I am too tired today. I don't have time. It is not the right moment. But the right moment will never come. Waiting does not create progress. Action creates progress. The moment you start, resistance becomes weaker. Once you begin, your brain shifts from hesitation to movement. You do not need to finish everything. You just need to begin. To support consistency, use a simple strategy. Make the habit easy to start and hard to avoid. Lay your running shoes near your bed. Leave your English notebook on your desk. Keep water near you all day. Put your guitar where you can see it. The environment shapes your habits. Make good habits convenient. Make bad habits inconvenient. Instead of keeping unhealthy snacks near your desk, keep fruit or almonds. Instead of keeping your phone next to you while studying, place it in another room. Instead of trying to rely on willpower, let your environment do the work. Consistency grows when friction disappears. Another powerful tool for consistency is tracking. When you track your habit, your brain receives proof that you are improving, proof that you are showing up, proof that your identity is changing. You can use a simple method. Don't break the chain. Every time you complete your habit for the day, draw an X on your calendar. Day after day, you create a line of X marks. This chain becomes motivation. You want to keep it alive. You want to protect the streak. A long chain of success becomes a visual reminder of who you are becoming. Even if the habit is small, the pattern becomes powerful. Consistency also requires something important: patience. We live in a fast world. Fast food, fast entertainment, fast answers, fast results. But meaningful change does not happen fast. Meaningful change grows slowly, steadily, quietly. Success is not speed. Success is direction. One step forward every day leads farther than one big jump once a year. Tiny steps are enough, as long as they are repeated. But consistency does not mean perfection. You will miss days. You will lose motivation sometimes. You will make mistakes. You will feel tired. You will get busy. That is normal. That is human. That is part of the journey. What matters most is this: never miss twice. If you miss one day, come back the next day. Do not wait. Do not restart next week. Do not let one small break become a long pause. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to return. Consistency is not doing it every day perfectly. Consistency is choosing to continue. There is a moment in every habit journey when it becomes easier to continue than to quit. That moment is called a breakthrough. You only reach that moment if you stay consistent long enough. Before the breakthrough, everything feels slow. After the breakthrough, everything feels possible. Before the breakthrough, doubts feel loud. After the breakthrough, confidence replaces them. Breakthroughs are never random. Breakthroughs are results of consistency. When you are consistent, something else happens. Your self-image changes. Your identity strengthens. Your belief becomes real. You stop saying, "I want to learn English." Instead, you say, "I am learning English." You stop saying, "I want to be healthy." Instead, you say, "I am living healthy." Those words matter because the way you describe yourself shapes your behavior. Identity drives action. Action reinforces identity. The cycle becomes unstoppable. Consistency makes dreams achievable. Consistency turns effort into progress. Consistency shapes the person you become. It is not about doing everything today.
It is about doing something today, even something small, even something simple, even something tiny. Because tiny habits build consistency, and consistency builds success. Not in one day, not in one week, but slowly, steadily, powerfully, until the life you want becomes the life you live. Part 3. Your new identity and the long-term transformation. When you start tiny habits and stay consistent, something deeper begins to happen. Something more powerful than a routine. Something more meaningful than discipline. Something more permanent than motivation. You begin to change who you are. Because habits are not only actions. Habits are statements. Habits are proof. Habits are evidence of the person you are becoming. When you show up every day, you send a message to yourself. I am committed. I am improving. I am capable. I am someone who takes action. This identity becomes your foundation. It becomes your strength. It becomes your new reality. The world often tells you to chase big success, to chase big goals, to chase big achievements. But the truth is different. Success does not come from chasing. Success comes from building. Habit by habit, day by day, choice by choice.
The big results people admire come from small actions people don't see. Identity change starts with one question. Who do I want to become? Not, what do I want? Not, what do I wish for? Not, what result do I want fast? But, what kind of person am I becoming through my actions? A healthy person exercises, drinks water, and respects their body. A confident English learner practices daily, speaks even when afraid, and makes mistakes without shame. A successful person keeps promises, takes responsibility, and continues even when progress feels slow. When your identity changes, your behavior follows naturally. You no longer try to do the habit. You live the habit. This is true transformation. This is long-term success. But long-term transformation requires something many people forget: self-kindness. Improvement is not a straight line. There will be slow days. There will be bad days. There will be weeks where nothing seems to move forward. And many people make the same mistake. They attack themselves. They criticize themselves. They say, I am failing. I am not good enough. I will never improve. But negative self-talk destroys consistency. It destroys motivation. It destroys identity. Instead, talk to yourself like a trusted friend. A friend who supports you. A friend who believes in you. A friend who reminds you, it is okay. What matters is that you continue. You are learning. You are growing. Self-kindness creates resilience. Resilience keeps you moving, and movement keeps you transforming. Tiny habits and long-term consistency also create another transformation. You develop discipline without forcing it. Most people think discipline means being strict, pushing yourself, punishing yourself when you fail. But true discipline is gentle. True discipline is quiet. True discipline is built through repetition. When a habit becomes part of your identity, discipline becomes automatic. You no longer need motivation. You no longer need reminders. You no longer need force. You simply do it because it is who you are. Long-term transformation also teaches patience.
Patience is not waiting. Patience is trusting the process. Patience is knowing progress is happening even when you cannot see it. Think of bamboo. For the first years, nothing grows above the soil. No leaves, no branches, no visible progress. But underground, the roots are growing strong and deep. The foundation is being built. Then, suddenly, in one short season, bamboo grows incredibly fast. It rises tall, it becomes strong. It looks like overnight growth, but it wasn't. It was years of hidden progress finally becoming visible. Your success works the same way.
There will come a moment when the habit feels natural, when confidence replaces doubt, when progress feels smooth, when you look back and say, "It was worth it." That moment is not magic. It is the result of patience, consistency, and identity change. To make your transformation last, use one final principle. Grow slowly, but never stop growing. A habit that is too big becomes stressful. A habit that is too small becomes effortless. The perfect habit is something small enough to start, but meaningful enough to grow. Once your habit becomes automatic, increase it slightly. 10 minutes becomes 15. 2 pages become 5. 1 push-up becomes 10. Growth should feel natural, not forced. Slow growth creates strong roots. Strong roots create stability. Stability creates success. Along this journey, celebrate progress. Celebrate effort. Celebrate showing up. Celebrate the process, not only the result. Progress is not only when you achieve something. Progress is every moment you choose improvement. When you celebrate the process becomes enjoyable. When the process becomes enjoyable, you want to continue. And when you continue, transformation becomes inevitable. As your habits grow and your identity strengthens, something beautiful happens. Your belief in yourself expands. You begin to realize, I can learn anything. I can improve my life. I can build the future I want. This belief is powerful. This belief is life-changing. Because once you believe you can change, you can. Your journey is not about being perfect. Your journey is not about being fast. Your journey is not about impressing others. Your journey is about becoming the best version of yourself. Step by step, day by day, habit by habit. Tiny habits create consistency. Consistency creates identity. Identity creates transformation. This is how massive success begins. Not with one big action, but with small daily actions repeated with heart, patience, and belief. So today, start small. Start simple. Start gently. Because every big achievement begins with one tiny step. And the life you dream of is waiting on the other side of consistency. Not someday, not later, but starting now, starting today, with one tiny habit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Self-Study Every Day for more helpful lessons. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn next.